Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving straight into a massive demographic shift happening right now. Today, we're going to explore how two advanced economies, Germany and Taiwan, are tackling severe labor shortages by turning to Indian migrant workers. But as you'll see, they're using two fundamentally different strategies.
Here is our roadmap for today. We'll cover the global labor shortage, India's demographics, Germany's integration strategy, Taiwan's pilot plan, the public reaction, and finally, what this means for the future of work.
Starting with Section 1, the global labor shortage. It's a problem we all share. Think about it. Who's actually going to fill the empty jobs? This is absolutely crucial for aging societies today. As older generations retire and birth rates just kind of flatline, industries are literally running out of local citizens to hire. The math here is pretty stark. Projections show that if Germany doesn't bring in 288,000 foreign workers every single year, its workforce is going to shrink by 10% by 2040. And Taiwan? Well, they're facing an almost identical crisis as they rapidly transition into a super-aged society where the elderly population drastically outweighs the youth.
So, that brings us to Section 2, India's Demographic Dividend. Just look at the staggering scale of this number, 600 million. That is how many people in India are currently under the age of 25. It's a figure that stands in sharp contrast to the shrinking youth populations we're seeing across Europe and East Asia.
What this means is that while countries like Germany and Taiwan have vacancies but no personnel, India has millions of ambitious young adults looking for opportunities. With 12 million young Indians entering the workforce annually, the domestic market is incredibly competitive, and that creates a massive national labor surplus.
Let's look at how countries are responding, starting with Section 3, Germany's immigration strategy.
Germany is going all in to meet its economic demands. Back in late 2024, the government announced a dramatic bump in the visa quota for skilled Indian workers. We're talking about a jump from 20,000 to 90,000 visas per year. It's a massive policy shift designed to import talent rapidly. To integrate all these new arrivals, Germany leans heavily on their Ausbildung system. It's essentially a formal apprenticeship that mixes practical work with college study. Young Indian arrivals are jumping into all sorts of professions, everything from baking and butchery in rural villages to mechanical engineering and teaching in larger cities.
And the economic impact? It's been profound. Take the butchery trade, for instance. It saw its numbers plummet from 19,000 small businesses to under 11,000 in just 2 decades. Traditional business owners, like Butchers Guild head Joachim Lederer, state flat out that Indian recruits have quite literally saved their livelihoods.
For the workers themselves, the perks are pretty clear. Take Ishugaria, a 20-year-old baker's apprentice working in the Black Forest. He traded a really tough job market back in India for higher European wages, clean air, and the crucial ability to send financial support back home to his family.
Now let's contrast that with Section 4, Taiwan's proposed pilot plan. Right now, Taiwan hosts about 873,000 migrant workers. But here's the catch. They rely almost entirely on just 4 Southeast Asian nations. Specifically, over 37% are from Indonesia, mostly working in social welfare, and nearly 34% are from Vietnam, working predominantly in manufacturing. Taiwan's Ministry of Labor views this lack of diversity as a serious vulnerability. They've actually warned that relying on so few countries could create a national security crisis. Because if any of those nations alter their export policies, Taiwan's manufacturing and care systems could face a sudden collapse. To mitigate that risk, Taiwan signed a Memorandum of Understanding with India in 2024.
But unlike Germany's open-door approach, Taiwan's proposed system is highly controlled. Step 1 enforces a nationals first principle, meaning employers absolutely must try to hire local Taiwanese workers before looking abroad. Step 2 is a heavily restricted pilot program of just 1,000 workers. And Step 3 mandates these workers will only fill gaps in physically demanding manufacturing or agricultural jobs, rather than opening up totally new industries.
Of course, new policies bring debate, which brings us to Section 5, Public Reaction in Taiwan.
Impartially speaking, this policy has sparked a lot of discussion. Petitions in Taiwan raised concerns that introducing Indian workers might correlate with increased crime or undocumented labor issues. However, Taiwan's Ministry of Labor countered these claims as unfounded. They pointed to data from Japan and Singapore that shows zero deterioration in public safety following similar recruitment. Furthermore, Taiwan will mandate a strict certificate of good conduct for all incoming workers.
Providing some expert context here, Dr. Manoj Kumar Panigrahi noted in an op-ed that many of these societal fears just stem from an unfamiliarity with India's really diverse culture. The reality on the ground is that roughly 6,000 Indian citizens already live peacefully in Taiwan. The general consensus among experts is that while debating labor management is totally necessary, broad stereotyping remains pretty unhelpful.
Let's wrap things up with Section 6, the future of work.
To summarize, both nations are attempting to solve the exact same problems, aging populations and severe worker deficits, yet their solutions are completely defined by their unique political climates. Germany has embraced large-scale integration, aggressively bumping quotas to 90,000 for everyday local trades. Taiwan, conversely, is cautiously testing the waters with a restricted pilot program of 1,000 workers for highly specific, demanding sectors.
The demographic math is undeniable. Global societies are getting older. Whether a country pursues large-scale integration like Germany or a cautious pilot program like Taiwan, this global labor shift is already underway. So the vital question I want to leave you with today is this. As global populations continue to age, how will your society adapt its policies to welcome the workers of tomorrow? Thanks for joining us for this explainer. We'll see you next time.